Here are 3 creepy and easy Halloween appetizers.
Let's see what's cooking. Let's get the facts. Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Max 12.
Now the first one is this spider, and it almost looks like a spider that has a bunch of eggs or babies on its back, kind of like this wolf spider, kind of like that. Now look how cute that is. So cute. Now this is like a cheese and cracker appetizer with a little bit of fruit on it. So you use whatever cracker you want, whatever cheese you want. I'm using goat cheese. I found a goat cheese that's got a honey goat cheese, it's what it's called, and that little bit of sweetness makes it absolutely delicious. And then you'll need the spider part. The spider part is just those little plastic spider rings that you can pretty much get at dollar stores. And what I did is I just snipped off part of the ring because I found it a little bit too tall. And then I stuck that into the cheese. Now, if you use a lot of cheese, you won't have to cut off that ring part if you don't want to. Then you'll need a blackberry. Just slice the blackberry in half lengthways, and then just put it on top of the spider. Now the website where I found this suggests that you impale that blackberry onto the 2 little antennae or the 2 little fangs sticking out of the front of the spider to hold it in place. But I found that really they don't really fall off that easily, and if they're on a platter and people pick them up to eat them, they're going to have to take the blackberry off and then the spider off, obviously, before they can eat it. So I don't think it's really necessary to actually impale them in there. Now we're going to make some little appetizer eyeballs. And after I made these and filmed it and started to edit, I checked my channel and I've done these already. This is what happens when you have a YouTube channel for almost 20 years. So these are bocconcini, which is fresh mozzarella balls. And then all you have to do is take a piece of prosciutto, take that cheese ball and just wrap it around the mozzarella cheese ball. And then I used a couple of slices of salami, and I'm just kind of wrapping it around the outside of this. I used 2 slices per eyeball. And then finally, you're going to hold all of this together with a toothpick. Now to make this look more like an eye, take a knife, or in this case I'm using a decorating tip because it's really the perfect size circle for this. And I'm just going to push it into the cheese to cut out a little circle shape. And then I pop that little circle out with a sharp knife to make a little round hole. And then you're going to use an olive, black or green, or both, in there to make the eye. And then to fill the center of the eye, I'm using more black olive. But you could also use those red pimentos or some sun-dried tomato if you wanted to. And that one's done. And finally, we're going to make some date and prosciutto cockroaches. So you need some dates. These are already been pitted. And because they're already pitted, there's kind of a little slit on the side of it. Just kind of open it up a little bit, and you're going to stuff these with whatever you'd like. I'm using more of that goat cheese that I had on hand. Filled up the date, and just kind of pinch it back together so that the cheese is inside. And then you're going to turn this over. Now for the legs and antenna of our little cockroaches, I'm using another date, and I'm just making cuts with a pair of scissors just to get some slivers of date, thin pieces. Then using a skewer or a toothpick, poke some holes in the side, and then I just insert the little legs. And you can also do the same thing with the antenna at the front of your cockroach. Then you take a small piece of prosciutto, fold it up, and put your date on top, and pin it all together with a toothpick. This is going to go on a baking sheet in the oven at 350 degrees for about 6 minutes or so, just until the prosciutto is crispy a little bit. And here's the best part. If you want, you can squish them, just like a real cockroach. And no, you're not hallucinating if you heard a train horn. I live near a railway crossing and my window is open when I'm doing this editing. So here are the little spiders. You can display these with other little plastic spiders around it if you'd like, just to make them look a little bit creepier. Same thing with the cockroaches. I have these little plastic roaches that you can put on the plate next to them, which makes them look a little bit creepier. And here they are all together. If you do a charcuterie board with a bunch of different meats and fruits and things like that, these would make a really great addition to a Halloween party table. And I think people will absolutely love them. So I hope you give them a try. I've been making Halloween videos for a very long time. And here is a playlist with all of them on it. And if I would have looked at my own playlist, I would have realized that I'd done those eyeballs about 5 years ago. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you check out more treats for your party.